Did we ever talk about Steven Seagal going to Ukraine?
No. Which side is he on? The Russians?
Okay, so you should know the little backstory. He has been a Vladimir Putin like dick rider for ever. I don't know why. It's possibly one of those things where Putin is like a fan of his and he's grasped onto that. But he had this tweet or something a while back, and it was like something like at Vladimir Putin. He's like, send me in. I'm ready. like you've held your secret weapon in reserve long enough. Send me into Ukraine.
You know, I am tempted to do it to get rid of this annoying retard.
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't know what the photos were, but they sent him to some place in Ukraine where buildings were destroyed, and he's wearing like real tactical gear. Taylor, he is so fat. He is so incredibly obese. What's the measurement from like your back to your belly? Like from front to back? Is that thickness?
Your torso
diameter?
Girth? Yeah.
No, not girth exactly. I feel like girth and his diameter front to back is shocking. From if he's standing in line, the amount of spaces he takes up, 2.5 easy of like grown men standing space. There's a photo of him sitting in a chair there's like a blown out Ukrainian building in the background, and it's like, my God, they must have like rolled him right off the back of the pickup truck.
Goodness. Just show the picture on this, Zach. So he's fat as hell.
Yeah.
They brought a wooden chair into the wreckage of a war zone. So this fat idiot could sit there. This is insane. He's so fat.
Fucking Meal Team 6. Look at those. Look at him. He's got his tactical glasses with the orange tint on them and shit. He's that colored ass goatee. All that fake.
Yeah,
hair.
he's got that soy sauce hair.
He's the worst, man.
That's an addiction, like a food addiction.
And on top of that, he's like 6'4". He's maybe 6'5". He's a huge human being. So like, he's got to be 300 and something pounds.
Like, we've all had phases where you couldn't see abs anymore, but he just kept going way past that.
Yeah, some of us have had 33-year phases where I guess there was a window in my teens and early 20s.
I got cut out of that operation that one time. They saw him.
Yeah, dude, this guy has no business on the. Like, when people are so fat that the front of their shirt hangs like 9 inches away from their belt. Like that's what
you could do like an upskirt on a man because his belly's holding his shirt out.
You could, and
I have this fantasy where like there's friendly fire, but it's just the buttons on his shirt, like tensile strike with too much.
There's a clip here that says Steven Seagal has stated that Ukraine is known for organ trafficking, child sex trafficking, and Nazism, as the Russian President Vladimir Putin gave him the nation's Order of Friendship medal, and he is wearing, in this little clip, if you can show just this GIF, Zach, he's wearing like a full martial artist garb to receive an award for like a black gi, like he's a wizard.
Oh my God, dude, he does that all the time. So Putin is super into judo. Oh my God, he wore the gi to the ceremony.
Dude, one of the most powerful men on earth, and he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna dress like a fucking ninja.
No. This is what he wears. This isn't a gi. This is like his suit. Yeah. He's just.
Why does it look so? It looks so Asian.
I have a theory, and it all revolves around
that the Dalai Lama made him a like a demigod, right?
Dude, the Dalai Lama was just trying to get him out of there, man.
Do you know, Taylor? I'm sure you saw this. There was an episode of The Simpsons where Homer ate so much he qualified for disability and wore the muumuu all the time. We're seeing this in Seagal.
Marge, you don't understand my goals. Homer, I'm just worried about you.
It's the same look, Woody. You're right. Yeah, the same profile. Yeah, he's a horrible human being. He has some hilarious.
What a great actor.
You should watch. First of all, he's like 3 movies ever that were good. He had a TV. They made him a sheriff down in Louisiana, right?
I know that because you told me. I don't know.
And Tom Segura has a whole bit about it. But there's a reality show where you can watch him, And Taylor, they legit violate people's civil rights just to give Steven Seagal a TV show. Like, he's in a police car with a camera, and he's like, pull that guy over.
I'm gonna arrest him and do judo on it.
That guy looks suspicious.
That's got a powerful, like vampire level widow's peak, and I like that.
It's been drawn on for 30 years. They fucking pull people over and like rough them up, and then this is kind of Tom Segura's bit, but the people will be like, "Holy shit, are you Steven Seagal?" It's like, you gotta get your life right.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. What does Steven Seagal do?
A mixture of things. So there's definitely a hair piece going on at this point. But early on, what he would do is he would color his hairline in with like a marker. And so there's a famous time when he actually stepped off the set into the water, and they didn't warn him because they hated him. And so he like comes out of the water, and his hair's running into his face because he's magic markered his. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's no marker to be seen here, but on camera, when he's able to, they marker him up.
Yeah. He looks terrible with the hairline.
Have you heard
this? Oh, he looks great there.
Have you heard
the hairline
stories that have been told, like by Rob Schneider and Keenan Ivory Wayne and stuff?
I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty sure I know every single Steven Seagal story, and they're amazing. If you have any that you like, they're all good. The one about the guy choking him out, making him shit himself.
Yep.
The one about how he would always hit the stuntmen. He'd hit them for real. He was known for that.
Michael J. White almost knocked him out.
Lots of people almost
because he punched him.
He broke Connery's wrist. He broke Sean Connery's wrist.
What a dickhead.
Yeah. Connery just wanted to learn something for a James Bond movie or some shit. And Connery told the story on the Tonight Show. Maybe it doesn't matter. He's like, he was teaching me a bit of Aikido. You understand? He's a master at it. The man is 6'4", 250 pounds if he's an ounce. And in a moment, it snapped my wrist. And they're like, I
was about to fuck him up like I almost did Barbara Walters.
Weird, wild stuff. And they just let it fly. And it's like, wait, he broke your fucking wrist? Like, that sounds awful. But yeah, he's an awful human being. I remember, he has the TV show, obviously, or he had, where he was like a sheriff's deputy in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he fought crime. So they would just like pull people over for no fucking reason. And Steven Seagal go rough them up a little. Steven Seagal go up there. Hey, let me look at your eyes, bro. Let me see if you're high. You doing this? You doing that? They're like shaking people down for Steven Seagal's TV show. It was ridiculous. And there's multiple seasons of it. He's like friends with a sheriff or something. So they made him a real deputy. Can you imagine getting arrested by Steven Seagal? Yeah. I'm not trying to copy. There's a whole bit about this. I'm not trying to copy it, but just I can't believe you didn't know. Maybe it's Tom Segura.
You never seen the show?
Tom Segura has a great bit about.
I've never seen the show.
Can you imagine what it's like to get arrested and it's Steven fucking Seagal?
Yeah. And it's funny because on the show he'd go around and do this stuff, and like he's like he's high up in there. He's high up there in the black community. Like he gets mad respect for some reason in the black community.
Really?
Yeah, and everywhere he'd go, because he was huge in the 90s, bro, especially when he went to Jamaica and did that movie and stuff. And like everywhere he goes when he was doing the cop show, tons of black people will come around and go, "Oh, Steven Seagal!" You know what I mean? Like he was like the icon almost. It was like so weird. Did you hear about the story of him and Steven Spielberg?
No, did he beat him up?
No, but I'll tell this really quick. Rob Schneider told this story, and he goes, So Spielberg is on the set. He's on the set. He's working on a movie, and he agreed to have a chat with Steven Seagal or Seagal or whatever his real name is. And so Steven Seagal walks into his trailer thinking he's the big man and stuff like this, and he goes, "Listen, I read the greatest script I've ever written in my life. It's masterpiece. And it's something you'll thank me for giving it to you." And Spielberg goes, "Really? Wow. Like, how do you know it's that good? Like, who wrote it?" He goes, "It's because I wrote the script." You know what I mean? And they're like doing this to Steven Seagal. Steven Spielberg.
I've heard. Yeah, multiple people have said that he told that to him. He's like,
I like that confidence.
I just read the greatest script I've ever read. And they're like, who wrote it? I did.
Yeah. What was the movie on the boat that he did on the
Under Siege?
Yeah, it was a sequel to that.
There's on the train. So let me just say, in Steven Seagal's defense, Under Siege is a damn good movie. So first of all, you've got Tommy Lee Jones as the bad guy taking over a naval vessel with missiles on it.
Big boobies coming out of a cake. It was awesome.
Yes, is that Brigitte Nielsen's titties? Whose titties are those? Those are
not Brigitte Nielsen. It was another.
Whose titties? Model. Those are good titties. They're famous titties.
Oh, they're huge. I can't remember.
Under Siege 1. Whose titties are those? I can't pull it out of my ass right now for some reason.
Oh, I can't remember.
That's a good movie. Yeah, and I think I like the one he did with the Wayans brother, where he takes the Wayans brother's got like a cold or the flu or something. He's congested, and they go to like this herbal shop, and he gives him some stuff. He's like, "Yeah, put that under your tongue." And he like puts it on his tongue. He's like, "What is it?" And he's like, "Deer penis."
Yeah,
yeah, I like that because my favorite story from that is when he finally gets the villain. And this villain has been murdering people, right? Children, women, gutting them in their beds. He's a diabolical man.
Bad guy.
And Steven Seagal has him at gunpoint at an altar. And I think he has a hostage maybe the priest even. Maybe he's about to kill the priest at the altar in the big Catholic cathedral. And Steven Seagal's got him at gunpoint. Well, during the filming of this critical scene, pivotal scene, Steven Seagal has gone through an emotional awakening. I believe he had met with the Dalai Lama. and he had been ordained as like a demigod or something, a deity.
Yeah.
And he took that 100% seriously. Yeah. Like Thor came down, you picked up Mjolnir for real, and he's like, "Bro, I can't give you mine, but I'm coming back with yours." You know what I mean? Like, you're one of us now. Like, he acted like he got that talk. And so he comes back on set. Time to blow away the bad guy, right? And again, bad guy's diabolical. Not only that, he's just foaming at the mouth asking for it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like I changed my mind. I don't think I can do violence anymore in film at all. Really, I definitely can't take a life. And they're like, that's the whole point of the movie and today, Steven, is that you do violence on this man. And so they go to the actor who's acting the bad guy, and they're like, "Look, you have to convince him that killing you is what your character needs to release him, or figure it out. Make something up." So this is an interview with that actor. He's like, "So I go to him and I say, Steven, you'd actually be doing me a favor, you see, killing me, because I'll be reincarnated and I'll be able to live a real life then, because this one's over. This one's in ruins. You understand? I need you to free me. So then could you do it?" And he's like, I think I could do that then. Yes, I think I could. So they film it with him shooting him. Boom, boom, boom. Like, they use squibs. Blood blowing out of the middle of his chest. Deep red. Heart blown out, right? Heart explodes on camera. Got him. Classic 90s bad guy death. Steven Seagal says, "If you use that, if you have me kill him, I'm done right now. I won't take this is like weeks later, comes back.
Change his mind.
That's not how this works. I did not kill him. Fix it." And so they make the bad guy actor go back in ADR and record audio going, "Oh, it hurts. Come back and finish me off, you son of a bitch." And then Steven Seagal turns around and walks away. And that's how the scene ends.
That's crazy.
That's in the movie.
That's so bad.
Is he the guy who, like, he won't lose a fight on screen?
That's
like
The Rock. That's and that makes perfect sense. Like I can't think of too many fights that Schwarzenegger's ever fucking lost. You know?
Yeah.
I don't remember Stallone getting beaten up other than Rocky fucking.
Stallone got beat up every Rocky film, and the other Terminator beat Schwarzenegger. But
in Rocky,
Schwarzenegger killed the other Terminator.
The Glimmer Man is the movie you're talking about, by the way.
Okay, yeah, the one where he's the T-9000, or the metallic one,
the T-2000.
Yeah, that guy got the best of Schwarzenegger for all but the last scene.
Well, no spoilers. Taylor hasn't seen it for some ungodly reason.
You haven't seen Terminator 2?
I
Please
haven't
watch it.
gotten around to it.
Please go watch it.
Wow. Okay.
It's
I watched a documentary
I
about
gotta
it
watch
last night.
I gotta watch the good, the bad, and the ugly first, and
You
then
haven't-
I'll make
okay.
my way to,
All right.
to
Is
Terminator.
wanna
that the
see
one
Die
where
Hard?
Clint Eastwood rapes someone?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Die Hard?
It could
Lethal
be.
Weapon or the original? Let me know if you've seen it. Stop me when you've seen one. Die Hard.
I've seen Die Hard 1.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm shocked. Lethal Weapon.
Yes. No,
Mad Max.
none of those. No. I saw the new one with Tom Hardy.
You didn't see
Avengers?
the Mel Gibson ones.
Have you seen the Avengers?
No. The
first Avengers movie.
Yes, I'm almost positive I've seen. Yeah, the first Avengers. I have seen that.
Okay.
I don't
Star
think
Wars?
I've seen. Yes, I've seen all the or I haven't seen
Okay,
whatever the new ones are, but I saw the original ones
There's
as a
these
kid,
weird
and then
gaps, though,
the
that make no
ones that
sense to
came
me.
out when I was like 11, 12, 13 in early 2000s. I saw all those also, and I was at the age where I thought it was pretty cool. Like I thought the pod racing was actually really neat.
Dirty Harry?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's a real good
Wow.
one.
So there's like a lot of references you don't get on like Family
You'd
Guy.
love Dirty Harry.
A
because
huge
it's from
amount that I just have to go ha ha and play along because Kyle has an encyclopedic knowledge of movies, and I
just watched a documentary about Terminator 2 last night, like an hour-long thing about Terminator 2 with behind-the-scenes stuff I'd never seen before. Like I love that movie so much. It's tremendous. It's tremendous.
Yeah, it's a work of art. Oh my gosh. When she's
Everyone
trying to kill the
says that.
scientist and he's through the silencer and he's at his computer desk and she's like shooting through the back of the office and the sun running in. There's so many cool things about that movie, bro.
The whole movie's
spoilers,
wonderful.
you know.
Love it, you know.
Come
Have you
on.
seen Inception, Taylor?
Wait, spoilers? Seriously?
no, of course I don't give a
Taylor.
fuck about spoilers.
Don't tell him about
Inception.
Miles Dyson.
Have you seen it? Inception.
Yes, I have seen
Oh, okay.
Inception. I liked it less than it came out like the same year or maybe like 8 months after Shutter Island.
We went to a dinner show where it was like an improv comedy song adaptation of Jurassic Park. You eat and then they come out and do the whole movie like singing, and their version of Jeff Goldblum brings this old man up on stage from the audience to do that. It's because of imperfections in your microscopic. It was really funny.
And then he groped
And then
her.
COVID happened. They stopped doing it. So
Oh.
all that art lost.
they got they do a Point Break thing too. I think it's the same group where they take a random guy in order to simulate Keanu Reeves' acting ability. They take a random guy out of the audience and they show him his lines on cards while all the people are like acting the movie out super seriously. And he's like, well, that's what I want. Like he just is supposed to read them.
Poor Keanu Reeves. His worst acting's got to be Dracula. I just rewatched that the other day because our boy put it on the Plex server we all share, and I watched it again. It's like so bad, and it wouldn't be so bad, but Gary Oldman's across from him, like killing it, like trying so hard to be Dracula, and he's like, "Oh, Dracula, it's such an honor to be at your house, bro." It's like, what? It's awful. He has a surfer thing, but he's trying to do an English accent, and it's real bad. It's real
Dracula. Like Duckman's oldest stupid son. Dad. Wow.
But he's got to be the most beloved Hollywood actor that I can think of. You always hear about him giving up his whole salary so that like the people who fucking did the wardrobe down to the guy moving boxes get some huge bonus or something.
You mean beloved?
Yeah, I
like,
hate that shit.
good
I'd
guy?
rather like celebrities just try to fuck each other over as much as possible. So it's like, everyone hates that guy. Good. He's way worse than me. That's that would be like a nice gift, you know?
He's the anti Steven Seagal. Like everyone loves Keanu Reeves and everyone hates Steven Seagal.
Well, who's like I don't know much about the actors' reputations. Who's a really shitty guy who's a great actor who's like known for being difficult?
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton. He's great. I liked him in Moon. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah, but you don't see him. That's not Edward Norton in Moon. That's that's a different actor. I'm like 99% sure. Edward Norton's American History X. He was the original Hulk. Like he's supposed to be the guy in Mark Ruffalo's shoes doing all those Avenger movies and whatever the fuck, making all that money. But he's difficult to work with. So Mark Ruffalo's doing that.
Oh, that's Sam Rockwell. Damn, I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
All right, well then I guess I don't know if but I like that guy you mentioned in.
Yeah, it's American History X guy. He's known as just a piece of shit, and people don't like to work with him. But so is Steven Seagal, and he's a lot more funny to hate because he's a bad actor too, and he runs like, you ever seen him run? He has this weird sort of sachet run that he does with his hands. It's like this, but he's all serious with his ponytail and his receding hairline. It's just, like it's real bad.
Dude, when I got on the Plex, I was scrolling past and I saw all of those. Yeah, I saw Glimmerman and all of those movies that you guys referenced on the show. Yeah. I have not watched a Steven Seagal movie in ever. And so I would need to pick. I've never seen one. I don't think.
Under Siege. Under Siege is his best movie. It's a genuinely good movie. Watch that one. I know it is. I told him to put it on there. Watch that one. It's his best movie. And then The Glimmerman is just awful. It's terrible. I've talked about it before, but it's when he's in real life that the man Steven Seagal is going through this Buddhist thing where the Dalai Lama has just ordained him to be a deity of some kind, and he took it seriously. And so,
you told me this.
So he told the director, he's like, I can't kill. I'm not going to kill anymore in movies. And they're like, we're about to film the scene where you kill the bad guy, Steven, the one who murders your wife, the one who's been killing all these people the whole movie. You're killing the evil man.
And then he changed his mind.
Yeah, they told the actor to like convince Steven to kill him. And so the actor is like, Steven, you'd be letting me release from this body and be reincarnated so that I'm begging you to free me from this body. So shoot me. And he changed his mind even after he filmed it. And was like, if you have me kill him in the movie, I'm out. No, I'm not doing any press. No this, no that, the other. And so they make the actor go back in ADR, bearing in mind, Steven Seagal shoots him in the chest and his heart explodes into a like squid. It's like RoboCop with the squids. Yeah. Boom, heart explodes, meat's flying out of him, falls over at the altar because it's all happening in a cathedral. They add ADR. Come back here and finish me off, you son of a bitch. It's like, that dude is so dead. Oh, Steven's the worst. What a piece of shit. And then he's real rapey. I think he's got lots of sexual assault charges. I think he was holding some assistant like hostage in his house. Not hostage, more prisoner than anything.
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what I want out of celebrities. That
well, with a hostage, you let people know that you've got the person and they do this or you do that.
That is
prisoner.
True. I would much rather be held hostage than held prisoner.
You're goddamn right you would.
Yeah, because if you're held prisoner, you're with someone who's probably done this before.
I don't know. Yeah. You're gone.
I'm chained to a support beam in the basement.
Look, there are who knows how many people right now are chained in basements being held prisoner in the United States, not even in the scary countries.
I mean, at least
hear about every now and then.
Even listening to this show, their captor might be listening to you guys right now.
Yeah, I guarantee
it. Dude, some guy's got like a hose putting water in a bucket, like humming. He's got his AirPods in. And he's like, another great day. He's walking into. He's moving the books, the false shelf, walking back there.
He's hosing. This
I can't believe Taylor's seen Jurassic Park, hosing him up.
Man, I love this show. What a great podcast.
It puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. God damn, Taylor's funny. I sent a video to you on WhatsApp today. It's Steven Seagal. This is very recent, like this week or something. And he's doing his fake shit-jitsu techniques. He's teaching Alex Pereira, the current light heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man I can imagine.
I get attached to these people.
So I think I'm 95% sure that what will happen is an MMA star will allow him to come into the camp so that they can basically mock him to his face by taking him seriously. It's like reverse mockery. By taking him seriously, they sort of draw attention to his nonsense, and then people like us see it and we laugh at him. It was hilarious. He's showing him how to like. He's like, oh, see how you hit with your knuckles like this and like that. And he's kind of like being a little bit too rough with Alex Pereira. Like you're like jerking him around a little bit.
Careful.
And yeah, right. The scariest man in the world right now, I think. Steven Seagal has always been. Remember when he took credit for Anderson Silva's teep kick that Chris Weidman maybe or whoever like knocked him the fuck out?
Weidman never lost to Silva, but I do remember what you're talking about. Was it Belfort maybe?
I don't remember who it was, but Anderson Silva kicked this guy like up in the chin, like straight up the middle and knocked him out. And I guess Steven Seagal had been going over that technique in training, or at least he claimed he had. And so he immediately took credit for it. And Anderson Silva to mock Steven Seagal. I was like, oh yeah, that's Sensei Seagal taught me that technique.
Yeah, he used the Seagal kick.
That's the Seagal maneuver, and he even mentioned that when he was in this recent video with Alex Pereira. He's like, yeah, that's the reason Anderson Silva became a champion.
What is it, China or Japan that he like goes to and like wears robes and pretends to be a guru?
Oh, I'm glad. Okay, so apparently what's his martial art, Woody? It's fake. It's not.
Akimbo,
it's a real
maybe?
martial art.
Aikido, maybe.
Aikido.
Right?
So apparently he is an Aikido master for what that's worth, and he's a very big man. And he was always a strong guy who was way too rough with stunt guys and would actually beat people up and hit people so it would look better on screen.
What a douchebag.
He trained in Japan, and he has it's been exposed now, his lies about who he trained under, because he always claimed that he learned from like the guy who invented that martial art or something like that, but the timeline doesn't add up. All that aside, more recently he's been licking Vladimir Putin's boot heels so that he can get in good. He has a Russian passport now and I think a Bulgarian passport that they've given him. Like his quotes on Vladimir Putin are things like, he's the most magnificent leader in the world, a fantastic man, a hero to mankind. I don't know if it's a fake headline, but I saw where he was requesting to go to the front lines to fight the Ukrainians. And clearly he does. Clearly, what he wants is Vladimir Putin to be like, no, we'll keep you in reserve, Sensei Seagal. Only in the time of greatest need.
You know what? I'm going to call bluff. Get rid of this fucking retard. I'm so sick to death of him. Come up to me and grab back of my neck and say, you want to learn technique?
That would be the most Russian thing of all time if Vladimir Putin was like,
if Vladimir Putin kills Steven Seagal,
he let him go into battle.
So funny. Dude, the way it would happen is because you guys have seen the clips of Putin playing ice hockey, where he's not agile, he's not quick, and so all the other hockey players are kind of letting him steal the puck. But if he did a judo match with Steven Seagal might kill him because he's like 7 feet tall.
See if that's ever happened.
Putin's like a 5'8" guy or something.
Search for like Steven Seagal, Vladimir Putin grappling. See if that's ever actually occurred. If they ever actually like messed around with.
Because that would be a true test of Seagal's like self-awareness if he went no holds barred against Vladimir Putin.
He's known for doing that with absolutely everyone. Like on Saturday Night Live, like he was hurting people. You know what I mean? Like they're doing a sketch on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, he insisted that the final sketch be him beating up a room full of oil executives because at the time he was very into environmentalism. Like it's oil executives like bragging about how much their profits and pollution.
I need this oil for my hair.
I wanted to do that to the wrong person. I wanted to do it to like Jonah Hill or something, then find out the guy's really trained.
Well,
the right guy? The one who used to be heavy.
Yeah, well, he did it to that one guy, and that guy choked him out, and he pooped himself.
Oh, was he a bouncer? Do I have the story right?
He's a famous like combat person.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what his deal was, a wrestler or something, and he choked Seagal unconscious on a movie set, and Seagal shit himself.
Beautiful. I love
that's
it.
I need one more. Great story.
And even that didn't tarnish the reputation of excellence. That's
right.
No.
It's like, oh man, that was embarrassing. I got to move to Russia after this.
He's got some good movies. I like Steven Seagal movies. He's always breaking people's elbows and shins are popping out.
Aren't they good in the way? Because I haven't really watched them, but they're good in like that hokey, silly way.
He made one,
they're not actually good movies.
So what happened was he made one good movie. It's called Under Siege, and it's basically Die Hard on a boat. And it's a good movie. It's genuinely good. I think it's got a famous writer, a famous director, and somehow they kept Steven Seagal under wraps. Tommy Lee Jones is the villain, and he plays like a wackadoo villain and out-acts Steven Seagal so much that Seagal looks chill in comparison. But everything else that he's ever made is a piece of shit, like nonsense, goober craziness.
Yeah,
he's wanted for. Okay, I guess he's done a little maping of his own. I do remember there was this.
Maybe he was hanging out with Diddy.
Well, he was forcing women to stay. He was like hiring women under the guise that they'd be like his assistant or his something or another, like work for him closely, and then essentially kidnapping them, like you can't leave, sort of thing. And I think he was trying to, do sexual stuff to them as well. I remember him in a court proceeding having a blankie, like, and then them being like, "What do you have there?" And he's like, "It's my ceremonial shawl or whatever," and it's like, it's calming for me. He's got some Tibetan shawl that the Dalai Lama himself gave him. Like, he's so weird that he's got connections like that. Like, the Dalai Lama did give him that fucking blankie.
Do you think any of these people like him though, or they're like, my Lord Dalai Lama? It's finally the 18th.
Is he still that big of a star somewhere that we need to kiss Steven Seagal's ass for anything?
No. I can't imagine that, like, Putin or any of these guys want to hang out with them. Like, there's no way Vladimir Putin is like, "Oh, you are from Under Siege, my most favorite movie." Like, no, he's probably annoying as shit.
I think those world leaders like that, they love getting their asses kissed, and they lean into it. You saw the way that Kim Jong-un leaned into it. He's like a big basketball fan, like a big NBA fan, and having Dennis Rodman start kissing his ass. Like, Dennis Rodman goes over there and goes on some sort of world tour. You know, like he gets the creme de la creme of North Korea, whatever that is. And when he comes back, he's a misunderstood man. He's a misunderstood man, a great leader. That's what I call him. I call him great leader.
Great leader.
That's what Robin sounds like.
Dude, wouldn't that be kind of weird though? Like, what if you went to North Korea and you're like 3 hours hanging out with Kim Jong-un and you're like, damn, this guy's the best. This guy's so funny. He's so friendly. He's giving me access to his harem and all these tasty. Yeah, it's like
the
interview. Yeah.
You'd be like Simple Jack and not want to come back home.
Yeah, Sony got hacked over that. North Korea hacked Sony and exposed all their financials and a lot of their projects and IP stuff because of that movie. It was an international fucking event. And I think that they censored the movie to some extent because in the unrated version, Kim Jong-un's face really melts off slowly and really graphically. It's like out of nowhere because the movie is violent. There's some fingers that get bitten off earlier, and that's like crazy and silly over the top. But when Kim Jong-un's face gets ripped off in like the unrated version, it's like, whoa, well, that came out of nowhere. I wasn't prepared. Oh, shit.
Well, he was on that exploding helicopter.
Yeah.
And so then they showed a lot of the death part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they didn't have much of a sense of humor about that. So we talked about it last week. North Korea sending 10,000 troops apparently to Russia. So what I read, Woody, there's like 3,000 of them or some special unit that's been training in secret in Eastern Russia for the last year or something like that. So those guys are being sent in. And the latest from Zelensky is if he's not invited into NATO, he's going to build a nuclear weapon. He says he can build one in as little as like a couple weeks or something like that. Because you may not know this, I didn't until today. Ukraine is where all the nuclear weapons were made in the Soviet Union. They've got factories built and ready to go to make nuclear weapons. They had the third highest amount of nuclear weapons before they gave them all up behind us and Russia.
I know they have nuclear power, so it makes sense that they're not just some idiots and with podcasts.
Yeah. We don't have any nuclear power at all. Not one of us.
We don't even know where to start.
Nope.
Have a little. Oh, come on. There's a YouTube video.
You have to sell a lot of cars.
You just reminded me. When I was a kid, I used to watch the NBA. I watched the Chicago Bulls and stuff when Jordan was playing. And I always thought, I was like, all those guys look pretty normal, And then all of a sudden I saw Muggsy Bogues come in there. And Muggsy Bogues is one of the shortest basketball players of all time. And I was like, who is that guy? What is he doing? And then I remember I saw a video of NBA players with other people. And, as a kid, I was like, oh, so they're all really tall. That's why they all look normal.
I met Shaq. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, so first, I heard he was in the hotel, right? And he was at some LG gaming thing at the same time. I don't think he was there for the gaming. And I hear Shaq is around, and people are like, dude, Shaq's here. And then I see this guy. And he's gigantic, and he looks like Shaq, but I was like, all right, I guess he just looks a little different on TV. And he's like the guy could easily just walk up and put his chin on top of my head, and everything about him was ginormous. His wrists were big, his biceps were big. He's strong. He weighs 100 pounds more than me. Huge man. And then I realized that's not Shaq. That's his brother or his cousin or something. Shaq comes out, and he could do that to this guy. Shaq was even bigger than the guy that I thought was Shaq. And it was just I didn't know humans came in that size. Shaq was enormous.
That's who's the oh god damn it, who's the 80s action? Steven Seagal. I saw Steven Seagal at SHOT Show, and he was standing there signing an autograph for someone, so I didn't speak to him or anything, but I stood next to him to kind of where I size up on the Steven Seagal scale. He's a big boy. I'm gonna guess he's about 6'4", maybe 6'5", but I doubt it. He's at least 6'4", like a legit 6'4", and at that time 280 pounds. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
More than that
it's
now,
just as
right?
He was chubby and very bald, and he had a bandana do-rag situation going on, and he had a lot of either tanner or spray tan or something on because he just didn't look human. He had those Donald Trump. He had those Donald Trump eyes where they're real pale, like near the eyeball, but everything else is kind of orange. And he was still doing that fucking voice that he puts on for the movies. I heard him. He was like, "Yeah, what do you want me to say?" You know, like while he's like writing the autograph, and he's like, "What are you doing, trying to intimidate this person you're signing the autograph for?" He seemed like kind of a douche. But
that's the thing about Steven Seagal. I can't tell if he knows he's a goof or not. Right. So if you're a UFC fan in particular,
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Tell him the UFC stuff, and if you want, I think there's videos of him being silly and like doing that faux flipping people around and stuff.
He's met with Anderson Silva. If people don't know him, he's some people consider him. I don't like his stereotyped legacy, but they consider him the greatest of all time. He certainly has the most title defenses and crazy stuff like that. And Steven Seagal goes out there and says he taught him how to fight. He's like, "Oh yeah, that forward front kick he knocked out Vitor Belfort with, I taught him that just recently," and he's seemingly serious about it, and I can't tell for sure. It's so obvious to me he's a goof, but he never lets up.
You think he could be a troll?
It could be, right?
Basically.
Maybe? Don't you think it's possible? Because how could someone be that delusional?
Because that doesn't look like someone who's taking themselves seriously. He really thinks... I think that's why he became a cop, right? Because he thinks that he's the cat's pajamas and that he is a real hard ass. When... maybe he is like a real hard ass. He's a big guy, but he's also old and a bad actor, and I don't know.
Even like his best movie, which I guess you could maybe say is Under Siege, is really just a pale ripoff of Die Hard on a boat, and not even really that good.
Yeah, nothing about his career has been good. Like This is all he is. So maybe he realizes the only thing I am is kind of something for people to poke and prod at and joke at my expense. So I'll just embrace this whole faux ninja kind of mystique that I've made for myself and see where it goes. So that could be it, but that's way more brilliant than I think he is.
Martial arts, since the UFC started or MMA started, has gone through like a ton of evolution and revolution in the last like 20 years. Because if you go back to like, you guys are probably too young, but when I was a kid, people thought the baddest motherfuckers on the earth were those like gymnasts from the 1970s kung fu movies, right? Like they thought that was the toughest people were. It turns out that the toughest people at the time were like wrestlers from the Midwest or something. Like that style was the one that seemed to win all the time. And the bullshit martial arts and the real martial arts got divided. Like you could see what was what. Boxing, turns out that's real. That's a thing that works. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, wrestling, all those things were like real things. Karate was sort of in the middle.
What about ninjutsu?
Ninjutsu no one does ninjutsu in MMA fighting. And then, when they lose everything, like the ninjas and such, they're like, "Oh no. The moves that I could do were so deadly that my death touch would be illegal in that sport." Kung Fu is another one that was totally bullshit. And the reason I brought this up, Aikido, which is what Steven Seagal does, bullshit. It's this idea that I can somehow grab your wrist and like make you flip over and fall on your back and stuff.
So it's just like a movie. It's what he did in those movies.
Mm-hmm. So he's a 7th degree black belt in Aikido. But I'm telling you, like if he grabbed your wrist and you decided not to, then like it's total horseshit. Like you just be like, no, like here's how I'll make Taylor do a front flip and roll into the ground and flail out. And
I feel like he's thrown so many stuntmen into breakaway walls that he thinks that he can actually do that shit.
Yeah. I think he's built himself up that way. I think that happens to a lot of actors, and I think the opposite is very true too. It's a shame that a lot of these rappers and actors who have sort of a tough persona they have to go travel around with security because it's not like Steven Seagal has a fight picked with him once in a blue moon. It's like every time he goes to a crowded bar or nightclub, some drunk is going to be like, "That's Steven Seagal," or Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's who I meant to say because it actually happened to him. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme. I could kick Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass. I'm gonna kick Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass, and then I'm gonna be the guy who kicked Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass. And the guy kicked Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass, and that's what happened. Jean-Claude Van Damme should have had a big fucking 6'8" dude next to him, like Shaq does. I guarantee that guy Shaq has. He's the guy who's gonna rough somebody up if they decide they want to throw down with Shaq.
If I have the Jean-Claude Van Damme story right, it's his bodyguard that beat him up. He had a 6'8" badass with him. And that guy kicked Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass.
Well, that's bad.
I'm not sure if that's true or not, but if it is, hilarious.
Hilarious. Can you look up and tell me if I have the story right?
Yeah, a 7th degree black belt in Aikido. So is this just you saying that it's bullshit, or is it kind of an understood thing in the MMA community that this is nonsense?
I would say it's widely understood. There's a couple.
So it's kind of like being like an 8th prestige in Call of Duty. Like
no, you actually earned that.
Nothing's done. I'm sure you actually earned this Aikido shit. Just like I'm sure you actually earn it, but it doesn't help you, right? There's some guy out there who thinks it works. Have you ever seen the video on YouTube of this guy? He thought that his like mind jitsu or something could actually fend someone off, and I'm sure Kyle's seen it. The guy, like, I can challenge someone. This kind of amateur karate douche goes in his gi and just starts beating the shit out of this master who's trying to, like, this is his move is like
the issue was
him back.
That he was like this. He would put all these demonstrations where he would have a dozen students attack him like he's Bruce Lee, and very quickly with short, quick movements, and you know, he would grab the wrist and flip them, kind of like we were discussing earlier, and they would just be flying like paper mache all around him. And then there's this challenge, this actual throwdown between him and a fighter, and the fighter does what fighters do. He punches the guy in the mouth immediately, and the ninjutsu master, Shaolin monk, air tactic guy goes, "Fuck, I bleed? I didn't know I had blood in me. Nobody's ever dared fucking hit me before because I flipped so many people through the air all day."
Did you see like his little preview technique where it wasn't even the whole like grab and flip, which he does, but he had like 12 of his guys like running at him at the same time, and he did like a and like just from a distance just like waved them, and it was like they were a wave at a baseball game, and they all
it was crumbled. Like he got lazy. It was like for a while he would be into it in high effort. There would be like a ta and like knock a guy out, and then the next guy he just kind of grabs his wrist and twists it, and the guy goes flipping through the air, and the next guy he just kind of slaps him in the neck and he falls over unconscious. But then the guy after that, he just kind of points at him and goes, "Woo!" And the guy just literally does a cartwheel and falls on his neck. And he was like, "Whoa, what now?" And then, like Taylor said, he goes, "Ha!" And a whole wave of people just like scatter like bowling pins.
In fairness, this fake martial arts guy, does he not have the better skill? Right? Like,
he's a manipulative.
He's just a cult leader.
He's a cult leader. That's where I was headed on this. Like that guy, the martial artist that beat him up, right? He's probably in the top 5% of tough guys. I mean, he didn't even look like a pro athlete or anything. Let's just admit that he's a regular tough guy.
I'm 100% sure you could beat up that master. 100% sure.
Oh yeah. But what good is that? That master has managed to carve out a career for himself just doing this with his hand. That's amazing.
Fair enough.
Can he use these skills other place? Like, does he talk people into accepting expired coupons at the grocery store? You know, like
it's like multi-level marketing.
They're like, I guess that is redeemable. All right, 2 for 1, 2 for 1.
Yeah. He's this crazy manipulator that gets all kinds
he looks
of
back
shit,
at
right?
it, like the little Shaolin monks who are like, "Oh,
yeah, you know,
fucking master did it again. 2 for 1, motherfuckers. We're eating Domino's tonight."
Yeah, he goes to a restaurant. They're like super salad. He's like, both. And all of a sudden he has extra food. Like, that guy's got the gift. It'd be fantastic.
Fair enough.
He's like the WWE of martial artists. He's got a lot of people convinced that it's real, but the majority of people who are outside are like, yeah, that's fake.
I don't get his lines wrong too. He's like, if you actually believe that I do not know how to control you. Like, just, I don't know. I can just picture him doing the Hulk Hogan thing.
I'm like, dude, I can kick your ass.
Yeah, a lot of aging action stars. Yeah.
I mean, how much kung fu you know either. You look brittle.
Before everyone turned on Steven Seagal, I did, because he was just moving dumb. Like,
he runs like a girl.
He runs like a girl, and he would fight in like really dumb ways. I think I saw him beat up a bunch of people with a credit card once, and I was like, "This is just
that
so
was a
lame."
Sharp credit card. That was a trick credit card. That was a razor blade. All right, that I'm okay with. He had a razor blade, and his opening move was to slash 3 guys' throats. That just works.
It's true. What are you?
And he is 6'4", so he's got the reach to make a move like that work.
But when I watch him like punch and lunge and stuff, it's like, you know, I can see that after a lunge like that, why they cut the camera off you, because 2 people helped you up. Like, that looked ridiculous.
Dude, one of his Cumtown, I don't know if you're familiar with their YouTube stuff, but they did a whole thing about Steven Seagal. I'm pretty sure it was them that did it. And they're showing clips from some of his recent stuff.
Oh.
First of all, he's 200 pounds overweight. And he's wearing
that's a lot of pounds.
200 pounds.
He should be walking around like 170, and he's walking around like 370.
I'm Googling him.
Steven Seagal 2020, 200 pounds overweight. Come on now.
He's got this leather jacket always fully zipped up, so he looks like a package, and he's just. There's one part where he's sitting on the bed with a girl, and there's about to be a love scene, and someone had mercy on the girl because they just cut away, and the jacket never comes off throughout the whole love scene. Another time he's in this like military movie where he's like with these like special recon, top tier Navy SEAL dicks in a desert city, and one of them gets shot. He's down, but there's still gunfire coming in. So Seagal's got to get this guy out of the street. So he like grabs that guy by his collar. And it's so obvious that a wire is dragging the person, and Steven Seagal is just sort of limp wrist, like it's a bag of groceries, just walking along, like walking. It looks like he's walking a dog, like this whole thing, but he's dragging a full-grown man.
Yeah, I mean, he's maybe not 200 pounds overweight, but he is well over 100 pounds overweight.
His hairline, it looks so fake.
It's painted on at this point. Like look how dark his goatee and his hair are, like in some of his new stuff.
In this picture in particular, I don't know if you can get in close. I hope the viewers can see it well enough. But do you see how this front patch of his hair is just like curly and not part of the rest of it?
Yeah, it's not real.
It's painted on, I guess. I was actually watching a YouTube video on hair transplant surgery today. I was curious. And it was this chick who got it. I guess what she did for years and years and years, she likes ponytails. So not only did she put her hair in a ponytail, but she put it in like a tight ponytail. Yeah. And I didn't realize it, but that makes you bald like here, as it like pretty much pulls the hair out. There's a term for it, like stress-induced alopecia or something induced alopecia. And it did a couple things for her. Like, one, she just liked her open face, and it like did a facelift kind of thing to her face when she
always looked surprised.
Like, I guess it just like youthfulized it. I'm making up words, and it made her eyes more almond shaped. So you can picture this is a ponytail that is like a facelift, that it's so tight, and she went bald on the side. So I learned what hair transplant surgery is like. And they take it. I didn't know how it worked. My dumb ass thought they took like a patch. Like, all right, we're going to take like a 6-inch wide football shaped patch out of the back of your head and then seal it back up. And then we'll put that patch somewhere. Like, I don't know. I'm like, how the fuck does this work?
We got to ask Anthony Cumia next time he comes on about that.
Oh, did he have it done?
Yeah, he had. He doesn't like when you call them plugs, but he had hair plugs put in.
Oh, so what they do now is they go to like the back of your head where there's usually no baldness or even thinning happening. Like, people who are bald have nice like back of head hair, like by the plum, and they remove like a third of it. But I guess you don't see or notice it. Like, you've got plenty, and they remove the hair follicles one by one. It like sucks out through kind of a vacuum, and you're anesthetized and stuff. And then they put them back in one by one, and weirdly they fall out and then grow back, or like it's really normal 6 or 8 weeks later.
It's like transplanting grass.
Okay.
Or grafting, maybe.
And then
Well, I remember
then they put it back.
like,
I think Trump had a different kind of hair transplant. I've read someone who theorized it, where they actually did take a patch and then put that patch elsewhere, because this is how they did it like 30 years ago. And that's why he has that really complicated like set of comb overs that
geometry.
That is the Trump haircut.
I was thinking he's just like really desperately holding on to what he has left, and that's the reason for like the weird patchwork wicker basket look, where it's like you have to make sure every angle is covered by
I'm
something.
only as good as my sources, but like it's not normal balding, right? Like, because he has pretty good hair here, but then he has to like.
Now. It's not bad.
Then he has to comb it in a bunch of different ways to cover the spots.
Better than Biden's.
Really?
I just clicked over to the live debate just to like get like a literally like current view of what's going on. Biden happened to be leaning forward, and so did Trump, and you can see Biden's entire scalp.
Can you link the debate? I'm not watching.
Sure. Yeah, we're not going to watch it or anything.
When you Google Trump hair, you don't get flattering photos, so it's not fair.
Well, of course not.
Right? Yeah. So I'm not trying to stack the deck. Some of these photos are funny, obviously fake.
That CNN guy who showed his dick, it looks like they've already like purged a lot of the pictures I was looking at off Google Images. I was trying to find one. I saw one of a fat guy who I thought was him standing up with his dick out, but I guess I can't find it. Damn it. Oh well.
Yeah, they're NBC is fact checking the debate as it goes.
I would definitely agree. Biden's hair is very thin. He's looking down now.
It's thin on the top, but I guess it depends what you prioritize. To me, when I see the part side of Trump's hair, it looks pretty good, right? So in my case, it'd be turning in this direction. Like I feel it looks good. From straight on and the other side, there's like weirdness that you don't see on other hair. Like it's like, what the fuck is going on with your hair from some directions, and from other directions, it looks pretty solid to me. Biden looks normal, but normal isn't great.
But I didn't know he was such a.
But he's not full Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is like full.
Oh, Steven Seagal's evil.
Yeah, he's the worst.
He's totally
evil. I thought he was just a bad actor.
No, I do nothing but collect Steven Seagal stories. I think I've heard them all.
Everybody hates that guy, and he was so cool in the 80s or the 90s.
He's notorious for assaulting.
Like he used to really hit people.
Yeah, he would actually hit his stuntmen because it looks better. He would hurt people.
He hit the staff on Saturday Night Live.
Well, they had stuntmen for that. Those were stuntmen.
Remember the guy who did the copy machine guy?
The boardroom scene, maybe that's about climate change.
No, remember what's his name? He used to play the copy machine guy.
Oh, Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
I've heard Rob Schneider talk about that. Yeah,
he really hurt him. Like,
Rob Schneider's a little like bitch boy, so it wouldn't take much. And Steven Seagal's 6'4", and he can throw anybody around. So, but he should be throwing anybody around. Is the problem? I've always heard
Michael J. White interview about working with him.
I don't know.
Michael J. White's the black martial artist guy.
Yeah, I think Michael J. White was going to whip his ass.
Yeah, he was going to destroy him. Like the staff had to stop because
that would have been great.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, he's just a notorious nut job. And if you watch his movies these days, they're really funny because. Yeah. And he's in like 10 minutes of a 90-minute movie, and he's sitting in a chair the whole time, and then he like makes out with a hot chick with his shirt on.
Dude, this guy sounds cool. He's just setting up his own you know what? Films.
I saw him in a movie, and he was like a sniper, and he had that horrible black dye job.
Yeah, always
ridiculously overweight. For
like 300 pounds at least.
Yeah,
at least 300.
He sat the entire movie.
Yeah,
there was no running, no walking.
He sits a lot.
Well, he's a sniper.
Entire movie. Oh,
I bet he has two rates: one for sitting, one for standing.
It was just horrible.
It's 200,000 a day for him to sit. It's 500,000 a day for him to stand.
I'm telling you.
So a lot of sitting scenes.
And I just want to. I'm thinking about older actors, and I just want to give not a condolences, but how sad I feel for Bruce Willis.
Oh
yeah, that sucks
right now.
Like, what happened to him? I can't remember.
He's going through a memory.
disease thing. Oh, I see. Oh,
Fuck!
I fell for it.
It just slipped my mind.
Swing and a miss. Yeah,
But like now I understand why he did so many horrible movies in the last couple of few years.
No, I think that's just bad taste as well. Like it's a little bit of both. I've seen him with the earpiece in as well, being fed his lines.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but he hasn't made good movies for decades either. He made like
I think
10
Red
good
was
movies in his life.
That was half decent.
10 good.
I don't remember the last thing that was good.
Supporting staff helped him out.
Yeah, it looks like Zach found he had difficulty speaking, and then now he's been diagnosed with dementia.
Yeah, full blown dementia. Yeah, it's a shame, but he got all his good work in, so we didn't need him anymore.
That's true.
So he got
and look, if he forgets who he is, they should just show him Die Hard. Tell him it's a documentary.
Jesus,
like show him fucking Die Hard. Be like, this is your name's John McClane. Let me remind you of who you are, and he'd be like, it's foolproof as long as we don't let him watch Harry Potter the next day. It's fucking same villain. Hey,